Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So we meet again on our online lecture. Okay, and we are now at the second half of the chapter 7, which you can see from the slide. Okay, we are actually continuing, okay, under the topic of database, okay, databases, okay, which I did cover, okay, last week, more towards the introduction of database, okay, which we have get to know about the uh, identity of database, okay, like the entity, okay, the attributes, okay, and what is the function of the database. And as for today, okay, we continue about the database and data warehouse, okay, and also about the role and purpose of the data warehouse and data mart. Okay, this is new terms, okay, for this topic. Okay, and we also get to know about the multidimensional nature of data warehouses, which these multi-dimensions means it have more than one aspect, okay, of the data. Okay, identify the importance of ensuring the cleanliness of information throughout an organization, how we clean this particular database, okay, and data warehouse through this particular some of what we can say the procedure, okay, and last one about the relationship between the business intelligence and data warehouse. Okay, and as you can see right here, this is what we can say about the data warehouse. What is actually a data warehouse? A logical collection of information which actually gathered from many different operational databases. Okay, means under one data warehouse, we have numbers of uh, database. Okay, so we have like from this particular illustration, it shows that, okay, it actually gathering, okay, gathers these two databases, which is internal and external databases. Okay, for internal database, okay, for the what we so called as for the internal use, okay, it's more for the marketing database department. Okay, so this marketing department will use this marketing database, okay, to operate, okay, their function. Okay, and same goes to sales department. They have their own sales database, okay, inventories, and also billing database. Okay, and for external databases, okay, we have the information. Okay, we are actually compiling all the information that from the outsiders. Okay, like from our competitors, okay, from our industries, okay, the stock market itself, and mailing list. This example. Okay, so all this particular database being gathered, okay, being compiled into one big what we so called as data warehouse. Okay, so under this particular data warehouse, okay, we can extract, transform, and load, okay, which we can uh, segregate it into marketing data mart, okay, inventory data mart, or exploring and mining activities. This is kind of what we so call as some of the benefits, okay, because we are actually accumulating, okay, numbers of databases, okay, into a single data warehouse. So when you want to access any data, you can just go to this particular data warehouse, or you want to extract data, okay, interpret data, okay, you can go to only a single data warehouse. Okay, so actually data warehouse is a logical collection of information. As you can see right here, collection of information mean is actually accumulate, okay, compile, okay, all the numbers of databases. Okay, so the primary purpose, okay, the main purpose of a data warehouse is to aggregate information throughout an organization into a single repository for decision making purposes. Because actually we extract data for what purpose? For decision making purpose. Okay, and as you can see right here, this is some of the process, okay, that we can do under this particular data warehouse. Okay, we can extract, we can transfer, and load data, Okay, a process that extract information from internal and external databases, transform the information using a common set of enterprise definition, and load the information into a data warehouse. Okay, so this particular enterprise definition, how actually you want to pull this particular marketing data, okay, inventory data, okay, and how actually you explore, you cross the database, okay, you cross the data, okay, to actually make a good decision for your business. Okay, and what we have next, okay, under this particular data warehouse, okay, we also have data mart. Okay, what is actually data mart? Contain a subset of data warehouse information. So the sub of the data under this particular data warehouse we so called as data mart. So this particular marketing information, okay, will be pulled to this particular marketing data mart. Inventory data mart, you can pull the inventory information, and you can see you want to intersect with the other database, okay, you can pull the others database, okay, data, okay, to this particular data mart. Okay, and you also can explore and mine, okay, all the data from this particular data warehouse. Okay, what is the primary difference between database and data warehouse? Yeah, so this is the primary differences between database and data warehouse, which actually database store information for a single application. Okay, as you can see right here, for the purpose only for marketing. Okay, this one only for billing information. Okay, but this particular data warehouse, they store information, okay, from multiple database. You actually group all this database into one single data warehouse. Okay, this enable cross-functional analysis, okay, which as you can see right here, you can extract, okay, you can analyze, you can interpret, okay, into the industry analysis, market analysis, okay, all and from a single repository. This one we can say multiple repository or collection of data. Okay, so data warehouse support only analytical processing. Okay, so or we so called as OLED. Okay, this is some of the key function of the data warehouse. Okay, and okay, as you can see right here, if you want to extract data, okay, from this particular uh, data warehouse, okay, we can pull the data, okay, into a numbers of what we so call as numbers of perspective or dimension, okay, or we so called as multi-dimensional analysis. Okay, you can see from many sites. Okay, okay, you just pull student ID, okay, the name of the student, okay, you can pull the program, okay, and from this particular student ID you also can go for their current semesters, okay, their subject code, okay, all of this particular what we so called as multi-dimensional analysis, okay, actually being pulled, okay, from this particular data warehouse. Okay, and as you can see, database contain only a single two-dimensional table, but here in data warehouse and data mart you can access, okay, you can cross the data, okay, from the other database. Okay, like this one is more towards student information, this one more toward subject registration. Okay, so actually dimension a particular attribute of information. Remember, okay, what is attribute? What we have learned last week. Okay, attribute is this particular what we so call as column. Okay, column for each of these data. Okay, and the next term, okay, as you can see right here, okay, we can so call this particular extraction of information as a cube. Okay, so what is actually a cube? A common term for the representation of multi-dimensional information. Okay, so we can treat the data that we extract from data warehouse, okay, as a cube. Okay, so you can see right here, here we have numbers of dimension. Okay, store dimension, product dimension, and promo dimension. This is numbers of what we so called as maybe it can state on the database. Okay, so this is a list of product, okay, that you offered. Okay, and this is the list of store, okay, that you sell your product. Okay, and this is number type of promos, okay, by your companies. Okay, so what we can see right here, okay, the term is more toward slice and dice. Okay, I state that user can slice and dice the cube to drill down into the information. You can cross, okay, as long as it under this particular dimension. Okay, like, okay, instead of you just go, okay, the full list, okay, the full list of information, okay, from product A to product E, okay, store 1, store 2, store 3, the your what we so call as a number of sales, okay, in terms of the type of promotions, okay, you can go to a specific what we so call as information that you want. Okay, like cube A is the whole, cube B you just slice into the information that you request. Okay, like you are actually looking for the promotion, okay, the second type of promotion, okay, at all stores. Okay, and this particular cube C, it can state that, okay, you also can search, okay, this tiny data, okay, as long as it's still under this particular dimension, okay, which you are looking for. Okay, like promotion 3, okay, for product B at store 2. So this very specific. Okay, instead of you are just looking for the full list, okay, you can just key for what we so called as query, or you can request for a specific data. Okay, as long as it's under this particular dimension. Okay, and this one it's shown that this single information is more toward product B at store 2, what type of the information, okay, that you actually use. Okay, next one, information cleansing or scrubbing. Okay, what is actually information cleansing and scrubbing? Okay, it just how actually you try to clean up your data. Okay, because we have to clean up our data, okay, for the maintenance purposes. Okay, to maintain our high quality of data in our data warehouse. Okay, so this particular process, okay, information cleansing and scrubbing, okay, is a process that read out or fix or discard inconsistent or incorrect or incomplete information, because we want our data up to date. Okay, we should reject, okay, all the what we so call as data that not important. Okay, data that what we so called a duplicate data, that one is all we can do under this particular procedure we so called as cleansing. Okay, we clean all the data, we clean the data, we try to what we so called as remove, okay, all the unrelated data. Okay, so that one is some of this particular procedure to make sure you are actually receive the efficiencies of the data, okay, under data warehouse. Okay, and next one, okay, under business intelligence. Okay, what is actually business intelligence? Okay, as you can see right here, okay, business intelligence is the information that people use to support their decision making effort. Okay, so basically, okay, when it comes to intelligent, okay, it can be associated with smart. Okay, so you can see that this particular database, how smart actually this database, okay, this data warehouse, okay, because if it can support us, okay, in our decision making, okay, mean this particular database house or database, okay, can be considered as intelligent, okay, smart, because actually you can search for any kind of information, okay, it enable to provide you that particular information. Okay, so the principle of business intelligence enablers include first thing first, is technology. This is the first principle of business intelligence. Okay, even the smallest company with business intelligence software can do sophisticated analysis today that were unavailable to the largest company a generation ago. So this particular technology, okay, it actually can support, okay, in terms of transferring the data, how fast, okay, how quick it can uh, give feedback, okay, towards your query. Okay, so the largest companies today can create enterprise-wide business intelligence system that compute and monitor metrics on virtually every variable important for managing the company. So nowadays you can extract, you can mine the data, okay, from this single database, and this particular database, data warehouse, is actually interconnect, okay, with the others. Okay, so the answer is technology, the most significant enabler of business intelligence. So the most fundamental, okay, the basic is technology. So you have a good technology, a good network, okay, to transfer, to extract, okay, your data, okay, before they can support to your decision making. The next one, people. Okay, first we have technologies. Okay, second we have people. Okay, who is people? Okay, the one that actually uh, treat that particular data, okay, or work with that particular data. Okay, so understanding the role of people in business intelligence allow organization to systematically create insight and turn this insight into action. Okay, you should have knowledge, okay, how to what we so called as prepare the data, use the data, interpret the data. Okay, so organization can improve their decision making by having the right people making the decision. So make sure that particular people which extract the data know who is actually the data is for. Okay, because they are the one that extract and they are the one that supply that particular data to the specific or to the right person. Okay, if that particular the one that extract the data, okay, only extract but they actually wrongly, okay, sent to the wrong person, okay, wrongly sent, okay, to the wrong person. So what happened? It actually lead toward friction, okay, or a mess, okay, in your, or what we so called as business pipeline. Okay, so this usually means a manager who is in the field and close to the customer rather than the analyst rich in data but poor in experience. Okay, so in recent years, business intelligence for the masses has been an important trend, and many organizations have made great strides in providing sophisticated yet simple analytical tool. Nowadays, we have big data, okay, which is actually a bit complicated. Okay, so we need people, okay, that capable, okay, have competent to uh, treat, okay, and use that particular data. Okay, and fail to much larger user population than previously possible. Okay, because nowadays, okay, people who are actually attend that, this particular data or work with this particular data warehouse database, okay, they need to have high knowledge, okay, a good knowledge, okay, and also experience, okay, how to figure out with this particular data, okay, towards the information that need by the companies. Okay, so this one is for the people. So first is what we so called, we have this kind of technology. Second is people, and third one is culture. Okay, so culture is the one of the fundamental for the business intelligence. Okay, because it's actually a key responsibility of executive. Okay, is to shape and manage corporate culture. Okay, so you actually try to make sure, okay, this business intelligence, okay, uh, as the corporate culture of your companies or organization. Okay, so the extent to which the business intelligence attitude flourish in organization depend in large part on the organization culture. Means everybody knows, okay, but what is the purpose of this particular database, data warehouse? Okay, so they know how to extract, they know how to mine, they know how to supply this particular data, pull the data from the data warehouse. Okay, so what's the purpose of the data? Okay, perhaps the most important step an organization can take to encourage this particular business intelligence is to measure the performance of the organization again a set of key indicators. Key indicators set by the companies, okay, to this particular person, okay, in order to achieve, okay, business goal or company goals, okay, which helps the what we so called as the employees, okay, and employers to make a decision making. Okay, and analyzing the result to guide improvement, display a strong commitment, okay, to this particular business intelligence throughout the organization. Okay, like what we have, it can be considered as a global. Okay, this particular database, okay, this particular data warehouse, okay, can be accessed worldwide. Okay, and within a good network, okay, the helps of the internet, okay, and also the culture. I mean, people make it as a what we so call as a common practice, okay, in a company. Okay, and as a summary, okay, we can state that this what we have came across, okay, about the topic of databases. Okay, define the fundamental concept of relational database model. Okay, this one last week, okay, we have what we so call as cover, okay, the relational database. Okay, get to know about the entities, attributes, primary key, foreign keys, okay, which are all fundamental concept, okay, under relational database model. Okay, and next one, evaluate the advantages of the relational database model. Okay, so this is some of the advantages. Okay, a list of advantages: increase flexibility, scalability, and performance. Okay, reduce information redundancies. Okay, this is the advantage. Okay, integrity and security, information security. Okay, compare operational integrity constraint and business critical integrity constraint. Okay, so this is the two different operational and business. So operational are more towards rule that enforce basics, okay, and fundamental information based constraint. Okay, otherwise business critical integrity constraint are rules that enforce business rule. Okay, so as you can see, the term business. So here we have they actually enforce the business rules vital to an organization's success and offer require more insight, okay, knowledge than operational integrity constraint. Okay, and for this week lecture, we have go through this concept, okay, the two concept of data warehouses and data marts, okay, in organization, and bear in mind data mart is the subset for the data warehouse. Okay, so the primary purpose, okay, when it comes to primary, is the main purpose, okay, of data warehouse and data mart are to perform analytical process, or we so call as or OLAP. Okay, so the insight into organizational information can be gained from analytical processing are instrumental in setting strategic direction and goals. Okay, the insight. Okay, so the purpose of this particular organizational information to pull the data to help our decision making. Okay, compare the multidimensional nature of data warehouse. So we have a very what we so call as numbers of perspective. That we so call as multi-dimension. Okay, one dimension, two dimension, the third dimension. Okay, so this the first, second, and third dimension, like you can see from the cube. Okay, so from that particular cube, you can slice and dice. Okay, because right here, okay, database contain information in a series of two-dimensional data. Okay, that one is for database because we know row and column. Okay, but right here you can see from the more views, okay, of the data, okay, to create or to pull the information, okay, which means that you can only ever view two dimension. That one for the database. In data warehouse, multi-dimension, more than two. Okay, so contain more layers of column and rows. Okay, so dimension could include such thing like product promotion, because we are actually focusing on business. Okay, so we have product, promotion, stores, category, region, okay, and so forth. Okay, so the ability to look information from different dimensions can add tremendous business insight. Okay, and next one, identify the importance of ensuring cleanliness, okay, of information throughout the organization. So how actually you do this kind of maintenance, okay? So to make sure you can pull a good quality of data, okay? So without high quality information, the organization will unable to make a good business decision. So make sure you do a lot of this kind of procedure, cleansing and scrubbing, okay? And last one, explain the relationship between business intelligence and data warehouse. Okay, so data warehouse is enabler of business intelligence. I have state that intelligent is more towards smart. Okay, how smart actually your business? Okay, it actually can be support through this particular a good data warehouse. Okay, so the purpose of data warehouse is to pull all kind of disparate information, okay, into a single location, okay, or what we so called as more toward meaningful information, okay, we want to extract, okay, into a single location where it is cleansed, okay, and scrubbed for analysis. Okay, and for this particular chapter 8, okay, we will continue on the next lecture. That's all. Thank you and stay safe. Okay, stay safe, stay at home. Yes. Assalamualaikum.